Have you been looking for ways to be able to branch out and grow in your tree? If so, this yoga hack tree pose video is for you. So let's do some learning. In tree pose, starting from the foot, what we're looking for is the ability for your arch to be able to lift and collapse and talk with your shin in order to find stability. That standing leg is an internal rotation, where that lifted leg is coming up in external rotation. Your pelvis is not as nice and neutral, so it doesn't have an anterior pelvic tilt and it's not pushing too far forward. It's nice and neutral, shoulders stacked over hips, ears over shoulders. Head in line with the rest of your spine and not like tipping to one side or the other. So that is the nice lines that we're looking for in that beautiful tree pose. Now, of course, because we are people who are under the constant force of gravity and we do all kinds of things in life that is just not good for our posture, we end up compressed and compensating in ways that affect our ability to be able to do this. Some of which we're going to go over what the most common ones are. So the most common one that throws us off is the fact that we tend to put all our weight into our right foot when we stand. And this makes sense because we did cut ourselves in half. Our right side would be heavier than the left. So it makes sense that we would want to put most of our weight in our right foot. But this causes a chain reaction all the way up the body. In the legs, that means the right leg is more internally rotated, while your left leg is a bit more externally rotated. Your pelvis goes into a bit of an anterior pelvic tilt. The right rib cage comes a bit more down towards your belt line, and then your head tips left to compensate. So we kind of have, this is exaggerated of course, this kind of starting pose when we come to tree pose. Because of that, when we go to tree pose on our right side, we tend to have more stability because that right leg is already internally rotated and that left leg likes to externally rotate. And then since we're crunching this way and our head's tipping this way, we already have that balance compensation to help us keep our balance, which is why the right side can often feel easier. Because, so the left side takes more work. You're trying to get that left leg internally rotated while trying to get that right leg to externally rotate, which neither of these legs like to do. And then you still have that problem of the fact that you're being crunched in here. And since you're doing the opposite here, that throws your center of gravity off. And then that's where you get the wobble and you have to try to fight for it. So, which is more work, but then it makes it where you're not able to hold it longer or feel comfortable enough to really get that nice mental relaxation and stillness that comes in that tree pose. So that is what our hacks are going to be addressing today. We're going to make our hips more neutral, bring our rib cage out, and then we're also going to work on those micro moves that need to happen in the feet in order to maintain our balance. So let's go to our posture and breath hack. You're going to need something to come underneath your side and something to rest your head on. I'm going to be using this yoga mat and block. Yoga mats have like a good nice roundness to them, so they work pretty well. You can also use a rolled up towel. You can use the yoga block itself. Anything that'll just that has a bit of thickness that can come to your side. So I'm going to use the block for my head. I'm going to find that top of my pelvis here, that nice bone. And then I'm going to bring that bone onto whatever's rolled up. And then it's going to come into that space that's between my hip and my rib cage. Coming down, resting down. Knees are going to come to 90 degrees. And then here's the rest of our set head up. Starting with the hips, you're just going to slightly shift that top leg forward so that kneecap slightly goes past the bottom kneecap. We're going to take our arm, firmly pressing the back of our arm into the mat, making a fist. Making a fist with the other hand, you're going to come right down next to this, and we're making like two 90-degree angles, and then press your knuckles into the ground, pulling that shoulder blades away from the spine. And then we're going to breathe. Inhale, separating the shoulder blades. Exhale, bring the rib cage down, pushing that bone, top part of your hip bone into whatever you're laying on. And we're going to stay here for like 5 to 8 breaths. So this is getting more internal rotation in the bottom leg. We're laying here, so it's kind of like stretching out the top side while giving some compression on where the other side. So even it out. So that's why we start on the right side, because we still need these movements. We just don't need them as much as the left. So that was about 5 breaths here. You could do 5 to 8 breaths. And then we'll go to the other side. So setting up, finding that bone, coming down to the mat, relaxing your neck. Make sure your neck, you're not like pressing your head down into the whatever you have on. Nice loose neck. 90 degrees in the legs, slight shift of that top leg, pressing that arm down, bringing that other arm down, making 2 90-degree angles at your elbows, pressing in, and breathe. Inhale, separating the rib cage. Exhale, pressing a little bit more of that hip into your roll. And that was about 5 breaths here, so we'll end there. So depending on how compressed you are, you might need to do, 2 rounds. You might need to do like 2 rounds in the morning, 2 rounds in the evening for a bit until you can get out of that compression. But that is our posture and breath hack. Now for our strength hack, if you have a nice loose band, you can use that to help get a little bit more out of the strength hack. But we're going to bring it up around our thighs, and then we're going to need a wall. So we're going to come up to the wall, and then we're just going to step about 1.5 feet forward. Not too far forward. You want to be able to like easily get your hips towards the back wall. So there's a little bit of space, but not like a lot of space to go into that hinge. So we're going to bring our left leg up to start. We're going to get that ball of your big toe, little toe, and heel onto the wall. And you want to firmly press into the wall like 3 effort, and you want to keep it there. And we're going to start with our hips nice and extension. Think about dropping that knee down. Maybe slightly externally rotating it into the band. Then you have that nice lift. And then we're going to do our exercise. So for the standing leg, this arm is going to stay long and it's going to go down. The arm with the bent leg is going to go back to touch the wall. So we're going to hinge, pressing that booty back, bringing that bent leg more internally rotated. You're going to reach a little bit with the arm down, keeping that firm contact, press into that heel, press, push that hip up. Nice extension, drop that knee down. And then back down into it. Pressing the booty, get both sides of your hips evenly into that wall. Reach, reach, and press it up. So that reach at the bottom is important. Turning a little bit more into that knee. That's going to make unstick your tailbone while we're getting all this nice stabilizing strength work in almost every direction in our hips. So pressing back, lifting up. So you can do like 6 to 16, working up to 16 on each side of these. You can do a couple sets if you want. We'll just do a couple more for this example. Bringing it down, reach, reach. Full hip extension. One last time, coming down, reach, reach. Pressing nice firmly into all 3 corners of that foot. Full hip extension and release. Now we'll do that on the other side. So bringing that foot up. Finding those 3 points of contact. Then reaching that arm. Bringing that hip back. So that leg is more an internal rotation. Reach, reach, bring it up, press into that pant band, drop that knee a little bit, get that nice hip extension, coming back, letting that knee come in a little bit, reach, 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 firmly, both sides of your hips on the wall, press up. So the slower you go, more control, the more you're going to get out of this exercise. If you want to start playing with your arches, you think about collapsing your arches as you come back, lifting them as you come up. Let's do 2 more. Bringing it down, reach, reach, reach. Push those hips forward. Last one. Reach, reach, reach. Press forward. And we're done. So hopefully you're feeling a lot of little muscles, fibers lighting up all around that pelvis hip area. So we'll set that down to the side, and then we'll go to our mobility drill. So we'll start by just focusing on our arches first, and then we'll add some fun to it with the tree pose. So we'll start with the focus on the foot. That back foot is just back here for balance. Your hips are fully squared towards your foot. Bend in your knee. So weight that heel, ball of your big toe, ball of your little toe. Get as much weight into that foot as you can. And then we're going to think about dropping that arch down. Send your knee towards your 3rd and 4th toe. And then straighten that knee, lifting that arch. Drop that arch, 3rd and 4th toe. Lift the arch as you straighten. So just do that a few times. And feel all those muscles in your calf, in your foot. Work. You might get a little foot cramp if you've never done any kind of work like this before. Really keeping that pressure, outside edge of your heel, ball of your big toe. Just do a couple more, and then we'll add some movement to it. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to collapse that arch down into the mat, and then you're going to keep it, you're going to lift that knee up. So nice collapsed arch, and then you're thinking about lifting that arch as you turn your foot out to the side. Collapsing as you come center, lift as you open up. So you can always grab onto something. I highly suggest that, because you do want to work on having that nice stack. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over ears as you do this. So lifting that arch as it comes out, collapsing as it comes in. Lift and collapse. Always resetting if you need to. Lighting up that foot, and then roll it out, and we'll do the other side. So starting with where we started last time, foot out. Weight into that heel. Find that ball of your big toe, ball of your little toe. Shifting forward, 3rd and 4th toe as you collapse that arch down. Lift that arch as you come up. Collapse and lift. Collapse and lift. Collapse and lift. So feel that everything light up in your calves and your foot. Once you feel like you've got the movement down, we'll go into that other side. So collapsing that arch down, lifting that leg up, lifting that arch as you open up to the side. Collapse it as you come in. Lift as you come out. Collapse as you come in. Playing with it. Get that calf to light up. Feel that work in your feet. Feel that burn. Do it a couple more times, and then roll it out. Now let's do tree. Starting with our right foot down. Finding those 3 points of contact, bend in your knee. Open up that leg to the right. Open that leg out. Keeping your leg here, or maybe seeing if you can walk it up higher. Avoid placing that weight on your knee. Grow your tree out however you want. Feel that stability, lifting up from the crown of your head and bringing it down. Now here's the real test, the left side. Finding those 3 points of contact, opening up that leg, bringing it up, growing it up where you want, growing it out. See if you have more stability, maybe a bit more evenness in your sides. Take a couple of breaths. Exhale, send that rib cage down towards your belt line. Enjoy for your tree for as long as you want. But there we have it, our yoga hack video for tree pose. Feel free to leave any comments if you have any poses that you would like to see hack videos for. Check out the rest of our yoga hack playlist. Please like, subscribe, all those things. And thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.